Your landlord and the landlord across the street have never met, never shaken hands, never agreed on a single thing. And somehow, the same month, they both bumped your rent up by about the same amount. Weird, right? Here's the thing. They didn't need to meet. They were both quietly feeding their numbers, your rent, your lease, how many apartments were sitting empty, into the same piece of software. And that software told each of them, separately, the highest rent they could get away with. No phone call, no backroom, no smoke. Just one machine, whispering the same answer to every landlord in town. Meet Jeff. He's the guy who built the machine. They never had to agree to fix your rent. The machine agreed for them. So why did the cops in Uncle Don's jungle let the whole thing settle for pennies? This is why your rent keeps going up, explained. So how does one machine end up setting half the rents in your city? Let Og back up. Meet Jeff properly. First nerd. Years back, he worked for an airline in the department whose whole job is squeezing out the highest price people will pay for a seat. Then he looked at the apartment business and saw landlords basically guessing, pricing on a napkin, he called it. So he built them something sharper, a piece of software. You feed it a landlord's private numbers, what they charge, what's sitting empty, what's about to come up. It crunches all that against everybody else's, and it spits out one number, charge this much. Sounds helpful. Here's the part that isn't. The everybody else is the competition. Picture 10 lemonade stands on one street, all rivals. Now picture all 10 quietly texting their prices to the same kid in the middle. And the kid tells each stand, bump it up. Trust me, the others are about to too. Nobody agreed to anything, but the prices all climb together and not one stand undercuts the others. That's not lemonade. That's your apartment. The company selling this, RealPage, priced millions of apartments with it. In one Seattle neighborhood, 10 different landlords were supposedly competing. One piece of software priced 7 out of every 10 apartments between them. 10 rivals. One brain? And here's the kicker their own salespeople bragged about. The software pushes landlords to keep apartments empty rather than drop the rent. Read that again. It would rather leave a unit dark than let you pay less. The empty apartment isn't a bug. It's the strategy. But here's the thing. None of that is the part that should make you mad. The part that should make you mad is who built it and what he already knew. Remember Jeff's old airline job? Back in the 1980s, Jeff and a bunch of airlines started using shared software to peek at each other's prices before they went public. It helped them dodge price wars. You know, the kind where companies actually compete and you pay less. The government called it what it was: collusion. Federal agents walked into Jeff's office and carted off his computer. 8 airlines settled. Jeff's line about the whole thing? We had no idea. Okay, fine. The first time, nobody knew the rules. Then Jeff went and built the same machine again, for your apartment, on purpose. Now, Og's not saying he knew. Og's just saying he'd seen this exact movie before, and he signed up to direct the sequel. And here's where everything snaps into place. They never had to agree to fix your rent. The machine agreed for them. That was the design from day one. Not a glitch. The whole point. So eventually the cops showed up. The Justice Department sued RealPage and a half dozen of the biggest landlords in the country. Greystar, the largest of them all. Blackstone's apartment empire. The charge? The algorithm let rivals swap secret numbers and line up their prices. That's the textbook version of a thing that's been illegal for more than a century. Good. Finally. And then? The case got handed from one set of cops to the next, and the new ones let RealPage settle. No admission of guilt, no fine worth mentioning. The company called it a win, said it proves the software's perfectly fine. Then, days later, RealPage turned around and sued the state of New York for daring to ban the thing. Not, we're sorry. More like, how dare you stop us? Meanwhile, the renters' lawsuits keep stacking up. Over 200 million shinies in settlements and counting. And the company's new boss just shrugged and said, the real problem isn't the machine. It's supply and demand. Not enough apartments. Nothing to see here. Sure. So what does this mean for regular cavemen like you and me? It means the number on your lease might not be your landlord's number. It might be the machine's. And the machine's whole job is to find the ceiling, the most it can pull out of you before you walk away. In California, the typical renter now hands over nearly 2,900 shinies a month, every month before a single light switch turns on. In barely 2 years, rents shot up more than 30%. Your paycheck didn't come close. And that gap doesn't land in your fridge or your gas tank. It flows straight up the chain, past your landlord, to the company that owns the software, to the private equity firm, Wall Street money that buys companies whole, that paid 10 billion shinies for it. You're not imagining the squeeze. It's real, it's engineered, and next time the leasing office says, sorry, the market rate, now you know whose market. So what can we do about it? Turns out plenty's already moving. New York banned the machine, California too. A pile of cities followed. RealPage is even suing New York to undo it. And that fight sets the rules for every algorithm quietly pricing your life. So watch whether your own jungle joins in or folds, and make some noise with whoever represents you. Bans don't spread on their own. It's a free jungle after all. But just remember, when a machine sets the price and a faceless firm pockets the difference, it's regular cavemen left holding the lease. Next time your rent climbs and the leasing office shrugs and calls it the market, you'll know there was a machine behind the curtain, and a guy who'd built one just like it before. If any cavemen are confused, this is a simple satirical explainer about algorithmic rent pricing. For legal reasons, it's about fictional cavemen in a make-believe jungle. Nobody here is accusing any real caveman of anything a court hasn't already been asked to sort out. Please do not sue OG. And here's the thing, this machine isn't the only one. There's an algorithm pricing your plane seat, your concert ticket, your ride home, the burger you grab at midnight. Same trick, different jungle. OG's gonna drag every one of them into the light. Join the tribe. The fire burns brighter when more cavemen show up. They never had to agree to fix your rent. The machine agreed for them. We'll see you in the next one.